Hi everybody, Creative Katie, Karen Birchall. Today in Mixed Media Technique Tags, we are still in the finishing category, and actually we're still going to be in the font category. And what I'm going to show you how to do today is how to make your own word stickers, much like the ones that you can buy from that Tim Holtz puts out and 7 Dot Studios puts out. But you can personalize them because they will be exactly the words and phrases and quotes that you want with none of the stuff that you don't want. So here's an example of my do-it-yourself, my craft hack. These I'm going to call just sayings, and I use them in these ATCs. Now my plan for these ATCs is to frame them in a collection. And so having the same font and having it the same look is going to make it all work together. So what you need in order to do this, first and foremost, you need to collect a bunch of words, phrases, quotes, things that you like, things that mean something to you, words and phrases that you're going to want to put on your pages. If you like the sarcastic quotes, then you'll collect those. If you like the more sentimental or inspirational quotes, you're going to collect those. My favorite way of doing it is to go to Pinterest, open up a board, and some days I just go and I look for inspirational quotes. They might be on a certain topic, butterflies, they might be, or cats, they might be inspirational, they might be about perseverance. I might put something specific into the search bar, and then I just save those pins in that one board. And if you want, you can go to my Pinterest board, Creative Katie, and there's inspirational quotes, and you can see there's a whole collection there. Other people have boards that have inspirational quotes, and you can go and check theirs, and some of the searching has been done for you. Now you can also pay attention, if you're going through Pinterest, there's an art journal page that you like, and you like the quote that somebody's used. Some of the stamps and stencils that we have, you might like those words, and you might keep track of them just in a little notebook like this, or something that you keep by your bed or by the TV when you're sitting there. So you have them all in one or two places when you're ready to go. Then when you're ready, what you're going to do is just go to your laptop or computer and just type them up. It doesn't matter what font you have at that time, you're just going to type them up, leave spaces between them, and get it all down on a page. You want to fill one whole page. Now, so this technique tag is much like the very first technique tag where we learned how to create our own patterned tissue paper. So here is the page that I created with various phrases. There's not really long quotes. I kept this more for short things that are going to work well on ATCs or on tags, or the other place that I have found that I'm using my just sayings. Oops. I put them down here, the quotes in my planner. So they're perfect size for those kind of things. They'll also work for smaller journal pages, this size. Now once you have them typed up, you want to select a font. Now I think that the font that works best for this, because you want it to be all very compact, I like the font LW Simple. And it was one that I downloaded from defont.com. And at the end of the video, I actually took some video of me going to defont.com, downloading and installing that font onto my laptop, which I have Windows 10 on. Now I like this font because they're all the same height. You have a mixture of capital and small letters. I like that look. So LW Simple is one that I like for this, but you can choose any one. You don't have to limit it to just this. The other one that I like for this, and I don't have a copy of that right here, is Fish Fingers. So once I've typed that all out, sometimes you might want to select bold. Now the size that I selected for this was size 30, and that's what I've used on these ATCs. You can go smaller, you can go bigger. That's the fun part of it, because you can do it any size. Then you need to buy, once you have that, you need to go and buy a pack of labels, whole sheet labels. Now Avery has them, and I'm going to put a link to that in my Amazon store if you want that convenience. But I actually purchased this from the dollar store, and they work perfectly well. The stickers are great. I don't have any problem with them. But if you don't have a dollar store nearby, or it's just if you want that convenience, you can get them from Avery from Amazon. And you're just going to put that in the printer and print it out. And you will get a whole sheet of this. Now, they're all together. Now you can choose to leave them like this, or you can choose to cut them apart over time. So I just have this in a plastic folder that I also bought from the dollar store, and I just keep these all in there. So as you can see, I've been cutting some of them out on here, and I have the leftovers here. So I have tons of those. Now with this, you can also print them out with a black background. Now this is still the same font, although you can download a font that will automatically give you a black background. All you have to do for this is, once you have it typed out, you go and select background color black, and this is what you get. And then you can print this out onto the sticker paper. Now if you don't have sticker paper, you can print this out onto any paper that's going to go through your printer. I find you need a paper that's a little heavier than just regular copy paper. The copy paper sometimes doesn't have as much. If you add water to it or something, it tends to disintegrate a little bit, but I've used it. I have not an inkjet printer. Once you have these general ones, you're ready to go. So for the tags, what I did is I just prepared 3 tags, and I just put a focal image on. I put the backgrounds. I just used some jelly prints on these 2, and this one actually was a leftover from smooshing. I had some leftover gold paint, and I just kind of cleaned it up on a card that I had painted with black gesso. So these other cards here. Now this one, if you can see the background, I actually had I'd stamped on the jelly plate with this Dreamcatcher stamp. So it has the Dreamcatcher stamp, and you have the white and red. And then I just cut out with my silhouette the mandala and the feathers, and I combined them to make a dream catcher. And I just outlined it in black. This one is a jelly print on top here that I cut out. I followed a YouTube video for cutting out the flowers. So that's a great way of using your jelly prints. You can cut them out, these different kind of flowers. So I have that there, and I just outlined it. And this one, it's on a jelly print, and I just stenciled with black acrylic paint the peacock feathers because of the color in the background. So now you just want to play with where you want your quote. Now, often when I'm deciding where I'm putting the focal image, I'm also thinking about where I'm going to put the quote. And you can learn more about some of the considerations in Mixed Media Technique tag number 14, where I go into great detail about the different fonts. And I tried, and you can try various ones. And colors. So again, you're going to audition. If I have this printed out on black background with white letters and black letters on a white background. So we have that and we have that. And I don't know about you, but when I put the black one on, it just popped. It just really popped. And so what I'm just going to do here, now this, for my just sayings, is not on sticker paper. So I'm just going to glue this down, and my choice, especially in the finishing kind of areas, is to use matte medium, matte gel medium. So I'm just going to put that down there, and that finishes off that one perfectly. Until recently, I haven't done any with the black background and white letters, but I totally like that contrast. So that one is done. So then we're moving on to this. And so you're going to play, and I just had some cut out beforehand just to, so you can play with what you have, where you want it. Again, all the same things. I kind of like that there. And you can cut, you can leave as much white around it as possible or less. You can make the fonts bigger or smaller. This is LW30. And I'm just going to, I thought I liked how they were, but right now I'm thinking I need a little bit less of the white. Now, one thing you can do, and I'm just going to do that with this one that I have, is you can use and color these. Remember, if you're watching any of my planner videos, you'll have figured out or seen me use a lot of stickers in my planner that I've created, and I paint those stickers using the jelly plate or distress ink. So I'm just going to put that on there. So I'm going to actually color this Live, Love, Laugh, and I will be back. So now that I've played around with it, I'm just going to peel off the backing. And adhere it. Now you could add gel medium if you like, but I haven't found that there's been any problem with this up to now. They seem to stick quite well. And number 2 is done. Now this one, I think, you know, imagine the possibilities. I'm just going to decide if I want it here or I want it here. I think I'm just going to put it right there. I don't think I want it colored. I'm just going to finish this with some gel pens. In the blue and in the teal that I have in the background. In there. And there you have the 3 tags in the finishing category where you create your own saying stickers. You're just sayings. Now, what I'm going to do after uploading this video is go and type up the process of downloading the fonts, how to check your fonts and select a font once you have a whole bunch of extra fonts collected, how to manage them, how to easily pick the right font for you. And I'm going to have a link in my blog to this page of just sayings. If you want it exactly how I have it, you will have to download the LW Simple font from dafont.com. Or if you don't have that font, it will pick a font that you do have, or you might have to go and do some playing around with it and select your own font before you print them out. So I hope you go and make your own Just Sayings stickers. Check out my blog. It's going to be there. I'm going to give myself a deadline within a couple days, and you will get more details on using fonts in your art journaling and your mixed media projects, as well as a link so you can download this page of Just Sayings. So in your search browser, just type in dafont.com and it should bring up a page that looks like this. Now there are different types of fonts, and you can just do some exploring. There's fancy, foreign, techno, gothic. I'm going to look for a script font and brush script. So then they bring up all of the samples. So you find one that you like, and then over on this side, you hit the download button. That will bring up down here that it is downloaded the zip file. Okay, so you open that up and it opens like that. Then you'll see a README file, different kind of things. One will say a true type font, one will be an open type. So that's what we want to open. If you open this with the picture, you're going to get kind of the ad for that font. And the README file is something totally different. So you want to double click on true type file, and it brings up this. Then up here, click on the install. I've already installed it, that's why I'm getting this message, but otherwise you'll just get it completely correct. Click out of those and bring up Beyond the Mountains. Type it up here. There I go. And I'm going to increase the font so you can see. And you have a new font installed. And this font you can use to make all your quotes. You can also will be able to access this from Silhouette. So let's go over those steps again. In the search browser, type in dafont.com. This will bring up this page, and you can spend some time exploring. There are hundreds and hundreds of different fonts in different categories. So let's go to, say I want Christmas fonts. I'm going to look and explore those. Scroll through to see which one you like. I like this one, Santa's Sleigh. On the left, click on the download button. That'll bring up the download, the zip file in the left-hand corner. Remember, this is with Windows 10. If you have some other operating system, just Google it and it'll show you step by step what to do. Double click, it brings up the whole series. I'm looking for a true type font, and sometimes they might have two. There might be a bold version or a regular version. Double click on the one you want. Hit the install button. Remember the name, Santa's Sleigh. I'm going to cancel out of all those. Bring up my Word program. Type in the font selection box, Santa's Sleigh. I'm going to make the font bigger so we can see. And you have a new font that you can access and make all the things that you want. It might be a little confusing to try to figure out which fonts you have, and if you're scrolling down in the Word program. There is a program, and I just have a website called wordmark.it that will make it easier for you to see. So if you go to that web page, this is what you'll see. Now, if you type up here, a sample of what you might want to be. You won't have room for a whole quotation. And then down here it says load fonts. And what it does is it gets all the fonts that you have in your word processing program, and it displays the word that you've typed in that font. So you can change the size of the font on here. You can view it in the negative. Okay, and I'm going to put it back to positive. So if I select this one, I'm going to select just some script ones, and I want to be able to compare them. Up here it says filter selected. Select that, and it shows you just the fonts that you selected to compare. Then you just pick the font that you want and type up your quote, and away you go. Here's some close-up shots of the completed tags using the do-it-yourself phrase word stickers, my just sayings. You can color them, you can embellish them in all the ways that you can any other font. It's just really handy to have when you're going on create dates or you're going on a trip and you want to take something to do. Packing up a little ATC pack is just perfect. Here's the sheet that's printed off with the black background, and here's the one with the white. Visit my blog to get this free download. These are the perfect size for ATCs, your planner pages, small art journal pages, or really anything that you wish to create, because you can change the size of the font perfectly. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.